It's that time of the evening again. It's Engendered time, and you're very welcome. This is a program where we look at issues affecting mostly the female gender. I am MIKKY ATTAH. I'm not alone. I am with...
Okay, good evening. I am Princess, OKOLI. Welcome to Engendered today.
Good evening. I am AMINA ADAMU. Welcome to Engendered program today.
Right. You're very welcome. Engendered will be right back. We'll be looking at social media trends today, and when we come back, we'll tell you the exact trends, so just stay where you are.
All right, a lovely evening once again to you, and welcome to Engendered. All right, so in today's episode, we'll be discussing a very important aspect. Now, it is said that the family unit is like a microcosm of the society. So whatever we build in a family becomes what the society becomes. So basically today, one of our topics, a very interesting and important one we'll be looking at. I think I should call it, should the boy and the girl child be trained equally? Some will say no, because in most cases we've had our girls looked at more. The girls are more focused on, we see parents training their girl children, make sure you do this, you do that, so that when you get married, you're going to be a good wife. And then the boys are left to just, you know, be whatever they want to be, because they are boys, in quotes. So in today's episode, like I said, we'll be discussing further on that. Should a boy and a girl child be trained equally or not? So we're going to discuss fully on that. Yeah, and it's part of one of the social media trends this week, and we'll be looking at it. What's your take on that?
Well, okay, I'll give my take last. Let me just swing it over to you, Amina. Amina, haven't you noticed in the homes? Oh, they're so particular about you. Oh, have you? Oh, have you? Do this. Oh, have you? Have you? All the time for the girls. But the guys can just, you know, breeze past in and out. And at the end of the day, you're saying, oh, you know, we want you to do all this because, you know, so that when you get married, making it look like, oh, we are very concerned about our future. But at the end of the day, you're giving that girl child, to my mind, some sort of sense of servitude. Oh, it's my lot to always pick up after him. Oh, it's my lot to always do this after him. Which in the flip side gives him that sense of entitlement. After all, my sister's going to get to do it. What do you think about that, and how should we stop it?
All right, well, I've also observed that a lot, and I personally experienced that too at home.
All of us. I think all of us
experienced that at home, like you having to do all the work, like particularly me in my home now. I'm the only lady in the house, so like having me do all the whole work alone, even when I have younger brothers and elder brothers around, but I have to do everything because it's been like my parents are just trying to train me alone or something, and the boys are not doing anything. Basically I'm the one doing everything. So I feel like that's not right, actually, if I may put it that way, because the boys too, or let me say the guys too, have roles to play in the home and in the society at large, because apart from them being the guys going out to do some work, they can also help at home, do some house chores, even when like they are grown up to be men, having their wives and kids. The needs might come that we need to like help the wife or take care of some things at home, and in a situation whereby they don't know how to do all those things, it will be difficult. It has to cause them maybe bring in house help and all that, when there might not necessarily be a need for house help in some cases. So I feel like training the boys, the male child, is also important. It's not only the female that is getting married, it's not only the female that will do the house chores, it's not only the female that is helping in the society, even the male too are doing a lot. So they also need to be trained, even if not particularly in house choices, but other things. But like in our homes now, it's only the ladies that are doing everything apart from house choices. Even like going out to like learn all this small business, they'll be like, okay, girl's child should learn, but the boy should go to school and just learn how to read and write and all that. But the lady too, she will be taught how to do all this small business, so that she will be able to take care of herself further in life. But also the male child, I feel like they are needed to be taught all that too. So this is it. And I feel parents need to, like, I might not necessarily say they should treat the boy and the male child and the female child equally, since right from gender, the gender are not the same. But still, I'm not saying that the female child training should be more than the male child. Every child has his own role, so he or she should be trained according to the role that he or she plays in the society and in the home too. That's it.
Okay.
Perfectly. Maybe you could add to that.
Okay, definitely. I have lots to add. Okay, first, I think that when it comes to bringing up children, I think we should see them as the same, if you ask me personally. A boy should have, if you have, let's say, like 3 children, they're mixed with boys and girls, I think they should take turns in doing all the chores, not even a particular one. The boy should learn how to do dishes, wash clothes, cook, because these are basic things. It's not just learning because you want him to do chores, but these are basic things that will help him when he grows to be a man, because first he's going to grow up to be a man and then eventually get married. Now it doesn't just help the boy or the girl in particular, it helps in the home they're going to build in the future. That is why there are so many marriages that is marred with different problems, and some of them, if you look at it critically, it stems from the upbringing of those children. How were they brought up? What environment were they brought up? Another thing again is, for children, I think they learn better with what they see than what you teach them. All right. So you as a father, as a mother, growing up as a father rather in the family, what do you do so that your son will look up to you and say, okay, my dad, when I was growing up as a child, I see my dad help my mom in the kitchen. You know, sometimes when my mom is ill, my dad does the cooking, he washes. Only that alone is going to make that boy want to be like the father. Right. But if you're a father who goes to work, you come back and then you sit down on the couch, put your legs on the table and yell at, when is the food going to be ready? You understand? You do absolutely nothing about it. You just sit, and when you're done eating, you raise your leg, your plates have been taken away, washed, you don't care. The children's, what are they? Are they taking their bath? You're getting ready, like, it goes, oh my God, it just goes on and on. So I think we really need to unlearn certain things.
All right. Well, we'll be right back. We're going to take a short time out. This topic is really, really something we do not want to ignore. We do not want to gloss over. So just stay right where you are. We'll be right back after this time out. You're welcome back. It's still Engendered on Kaftan Television, and we were discussing the issue of discrimination in raising children when they're girls, or you're very particular about bringing them up. For the boys, you know, they can just do whatever they want, and you tell the girls, well, you see why I'm doing all this is so that, you know, you'll be getting married and so you can keep a home. And like Amina pointed out here, you're making it sound like is it only the girls that are getting married, for goodness sake.
Yeah.
That theory is just so passé. We don't really want to incorporate it any longer. And the annoying part of it all, like Princess was pointing out, is the fact that now marriages are having all these, you know, cracks and all these problems because of the upbringing of certain of the parties. For instance, now you've now decided that, oh, these ones are boys, all they need to do is eat and put their feet on the couch. The same thing they do when they're married. And that's okay maybe at the beginning when it's two partners. But when children come in, there's so much more to do. And then here's the wife struggling. And my man is like, women's work, put my feet on the couch. Have these children eaten? It's not his business. His food ready. That's it. Are these children was ill or it's not his business. You know, just it's all about me, based on the way these children have been brought up. And then you now hear phrases like, oh, you see, you have to look out for wife material. So all the time you're putting these ladies of this with all these chores and then telling, oh, they're going to be wife material. So is wife material not going to have the opposite? We need husband material as well. Yeah. So wife material is just meeting man, wife material to man. And at the end of the day, you know, we have the kind of marriages we have because of the way the parents brought up the male child.
Yeah, exactly.
So did you have anything you could chip in there? Maybe we could just...
Well, Miss Princess was actually explaining something very interesting.
All right, so back to me then. You mentioned something, and I think I'm going to hint on that. That is wife material.
Right.
Yes, our parents, you see parents grooming a girl. From the moment she's born, she's being groomed to be a good wife. And then the boys are just left to act anyhow they like. Now, this well-groomed girl grows up to be a woman. She's all good and is ready to be a good wife. And then a boy who wasn't given any training just comes and marries her and then messes her up. Now, these are things we should find a way to curtail because, like I said, it's affecting the society. A boy, you know, there are also certain cases where you see situations where a girl will do something and she'll be scolded. I say, don't you know you're a girl? A boy will do it and he's ignored because you're a boy. Also, we also have situations where you see a boy growing up and maybe he's hurt and wants to cry. He's shown not to cry. Right. Why would you cry? Don't you know you're a man? Right. You know, they are humans. Yeah. And that is why they bottle so much emotions inside, and then it becomes something that doesn't look like human eventually. Men, I don't think if you're a man, you crying doesn't make you
less of a man.
Exactly, it doesn't emasculate you. You're still a man. You have emotions, and I think it's easy. You know, I don't know for you, but I don't know if you find yourself in a situation where you're so overwhelmed, you're so down, and you just maybe take a time and you just cry it out and you feel a bit better. I don't know if that happens to you. But crying actually makes you feel better. So that is another thing that should be looked at, because we're creating men who look like monsters, men who do not express feelings. Right. You see certain men find it very difficult to say, I am sorry. So, I'm a man. Why would I come and say, I'm sorry to a woman? I'm a man. You know, these things are not helping us in the society. So as a parent, we should focus on ensuring that your boy, your girl child are trained equally, because they're going to be in homes. And also, there's this also thing as if is as if for when we're grooming girls, as if they're just being given birth to be groomed to be a wife, and that's it. It's as if we do not have any other purpose aside from growing up and getting married. Women, we have so many women in the world, around the world, even here in Nigeria, who have made strides and are making us so proud. So aside from growing up to become a wife, a mother, there are other things a woman can actually be. There's absolutely nothing you cannot achieve as long as you put your mind to it. Yeah. So,
well, that's what Amina was saying as well, that, you know, they've now put the emphasis on the women to do these other things, but not on the guys. So all the time you're telling her, you know, you have to learn bead making, or you're going to learn wig making, or you're going to learn all these soft skills. Which ones are the soft skills you're telling the guys to do? Oh, they can just press their phone from morning to night. Oh, they're fine. You're pressing, oh, no. Have you gone to do, you know, this or that, speech making, content creating? You want the girl child to really be loaded down, which is good. I mean, you know, but there's so much good when, you know, and then there's so much that's off the tipping point. You know, make everybody feel a sense of, some sense of responsibility as well. So I'm totally with you, Princess, on equality of bringing up. As far as these are human skills. You're not going to live with your parents forever. Even if you're the only child and you're the one to inherit the house, your parents will die. You'll be in the house alone. So then what? Mommy is not there to cook. Oh, there's not. So then what? You understand? So these are human skills. You eat, so you should know how to do some basic cookery. After eating, it's from a plate. You should know how to wash the dishes. It shouldn't be, no, the girl is going to do it. And then when you get married, you have, inner resentment between yourself and your spouse over the fact that she has to do everything as well as work.
Exactly.
Nigeria is not a place, this whole world is not even the place where one income can sustain a family unit. So anyway, I think we've all agreed that the inequality in bringing up the male and the female child is passé, it's no more workable, and it's bringing cracks in society. So, Princess, let us have the next topic we have for today on Engendered.
All right, so for the next topic today, we'll be looking at basically how you carry yourself. You know, there's a saying that says, the way you make your bed is the way you lie in it. So there are some, if you listen to conversations around, you hear some men saying, certain girls, certain girls love money. Oh, girls love money. If you want to date a guy, you're looking for someone who has money. And then you see guys who want to date a guy or want to impress a girl with money. You know, you want to impress, okay, I'm going to buy her this, I'm going to buy that, to impress that girl with money. And eventually, maybe she gives in and you guys are dating. And then along the line, you start complaining. She's always asking for money and all. So if you ask, so whose fault is it? Because this is basically where you're attracted, and that is what is being served to you. So that's what we're going to be looking at.
I find it just so annoying every time. Women love money. Women are money. No money, no love. That's women's rule. Oh, the women. Okay, so how did you come about getting yourself aligned with a woman like that? Because you were bringing it out in the first place. You already were calculating. You were very calculative, and you were enticing them with money. And now when they came and he hooked on the bait, did you think they were going to say, oh, I don't want any longer, don't bring it? You were throwing it out. There are other people who are dating happily and they're not spending, it's just going along, coasting along well. Yeah. Have you heard those ones complaining? Then you who brought out, you met a lady for the first time, 1, 2, 3, you collected her phone number and filled it with data. You filled her phone with data. Some people are, like people I know, I'll meet them for the first time. If you see what they hand over to me for transport money, I'm wondering, am I taking jet plane home? Then now you will now turn and complain and say, oh, all these women and all they want is money. Why did you bring it out? You've established the taste based on your own calculative manner. Why didn't you just come over and say, hello, I'd like to meet you, such a person? So you're now turning the cards on the other person. It's you. If you don't want the lady that likes money, you can as well not bring her money. She never jumped into your OPay account. She never jumped into your bank account. You are the one who started transfer. Give me your digits. 1, 2, 3, you've transferred. Hey, women, money. Oh, no money, no love. What's yours?
Well, I feel like, rightly, like you said, men first spoil the ladies with money, and then later on complain that women love money. I feel like that's not right, because keeping aside that, women spend a lot on keeping themselves well. Women are kind of, let me say, materialistic natured people, because like for a woman to look good, she needs to spend. And you come in to meet her and feel like, okay, you would like to spend on her so that she will look more good, and then later on, after maybe getting married to her, you feel like, no, she's demanding for too much. It doesn't work out that way, because at first when you meet her, she was looking good and you feel like you wanted to add to it, and after adding to it, now you want her to resist it. Do you still feel like she's going to look like the way she was before? And she wouldn't like to look scattered. She would like to keep up with the looking good and doing well. So you spoiling her at first and later on complaining, I feel like it's not right. It's not fair at all. So if you start by spending on her, then you should continue. And if you start not by spending on her and you still find interest in her looking good, you still have to spend again on her.
And not complain.
Yeah, and not complain. because you can see her complaining there.
Okay, so I don't think I have much to add to what you guys have said. Yes, like I said before, the way you make your bed is the way you lie on it. So if as a man you entice a woman with money, then be sure to keep that money rolling. That's it. There's no two ways about it. Another thing, another flip side I would like to look at it would be the women also. On the other hand, you hear certain women complain of getting advances from men they shouldn't, maybe based on how they dress, you know, and so because of that, they complain about it. And so it still boils down to that. So I think you attract, how should I put it?
Just put it the way the guy put it, because we have on Solomon Bucci on X. He goes, if you attract women with money, you must sustain them with money.
Okay.
You can't throw money around and complain that women love you just for money. What you flaunt determines what you attract. Same way you can't be shaking bum and not expect horny men in your DMs. you posters, yeah, that's another thing. Because the ladies, you know, everything is way out there on the social media, and then you're saying, oh, these terrible men, you know, they're hitting out at me. It's what they saw now. So, you know, you have to know what you're putting out, so that, you know, that is what you want to, just like you throwing out a bait. So that's the fish that you want to catch on your net. So that brings us to, even, let's say, mightn't really be topical, but since it comes up from time to time, and it's mostly the women. That's why we're talking about it on Engendered. I mean, have you noticed how some people, normally when they're going around, they're all well and nicely dressed, but come to time to post, the clothes are rather very revealing. Everything is out there with things that should be inside are on their way out. Why are we doing this? And then we'll complain about the men.
All right. I feel like those ladies doing that, I don't know their way of thinking, but it's totally not all right. If you know that it's good for you to dress well and go out, then why do you think that you posting all this revealing body stuff is okay? If you are dressing well to go out, also if you want to post something good, dress well and post. That wouldn't stop men from being attracted to you. The kind of things you post is the kind of men you will get attracted to. If you are the type that reveal your body, you will get men that are just so attracted to only your body. And if you are the type that dress well, you might find someone that just find interest in you, being who you are and just loving you for who you are. So I feel like coming out good and then going back to post something else is not really doing good. Not at all. Not doing good at all. Because it's just like, how will I call it? After revealing yourself, then you're coming out to cover it. You've already revealed everything.
So
well, for me, I would say that, I'm a fan of looking good. Yes, I preach that a lot. Like, as a woman, make sure you take care of yourself, look good. But I also know that a woman can look beautiful, attractive, sexy, whatever, still covered up. You could be covered up and you look quite beautiful. Okay. All right, so we're going to go on a short break. When we return, we're going to continue our conversation. Just stay with us.
let's be fast with our chores. It's almost time for Engendered. Girls, it's time for your favorite program, Engendered. Yeah, Mommy, we're coming right away. Sophia, turn off the gas. What are your fears as a woman? And what are your doubts as a lady? You think you're alone with those thoughts? Then welcome to Engendered, where we bring you discuss, interviews, previews, experiences, opinions on issues relating to the female gender. This is Engendered. Please, girls, let's be fast with our chores. It's almost time for Engendered. Girls, it's time for your favorite program, Engendered. Yeah, Mommy, we're coming right away. Sophia, turn off the gas. What are your fears as a woman? And what are your doubts as a lady? You think you're alone with those thoughts? Then welcome to Engendered, where we bring you discuss, interviews, previews, experiences, opinions on issues relating to the female gender. This is Engendered.
All right, lovely. Once again, to all of you, join us back on Engendered today. All right, so we've been discussing quite some interesting facts. We have, I believe that if you've been watching from the beginning, you must have learned and unlearned something. That's what we hope to achieve. So we're going to continue on that conversation. Remember, I am Princess, MIKKY is here, and I also have AMINA in the studio, and it's been amazing having this beautiful interactions. All right, so we're going to go further into basically wrapping up what we said earlier, and then we discuss something else. MIKKY?
Right, what did we say earlier?
We were talking about, men who complain, men who show money in the faces of women and complain later that they love money. And also women who dress quite revealing on social media and complain that certain men comes to ask them, not even ask you out, they just come and say, okay, this is what I want, I want to get my way with you, and they're feeling offended.
Right, it's not just that, it's like a broad spectrum.
Yes.
So whatever you put out there is what, you're essentially going to attract or receive. It's kind of like a simple law of the universe.
Yeah.
For instance, you come out all very tidy and very, you look very good. Like they say, dress the way you want to be addressed. That's what's going to happen to you. When you come out very tattered, very untidy, and you come into an office and you want to see maybe the general manager, it's going to be much tougher for you than somebody who came well dressed, very neat, and asked to see, you know, the chairman, or they take him up immediately. However, there's a caveat to that which I have experienced. And it's just so unfair the way Nigeria relates to people based on size. So someone like Amina like this, someone like me like this, oh my God, they'll be like, just wait. Now if one, you know, Robo Madam came around, oh ma, yes ma, you want to see, are you here to see the director? They're even asking you before you ask. Why do we keep typecasting people based on size? It's so unfair. Have you experienced it? Okay, like you guys here, they'll probably be thinking, oh yeah, you're a student who just came over to look for someone. They'd be surprised to see you on set.
Yeah, I've experienced that a lot, like people treating people based on their size, and I feel like it's unfair. It's seriously unfair. Like, why would you treat someone based on their size? I've experienced that a lot, even like following let's say public transport. Like you will even be given a place that you will sit, which is totally inconvenient, and like maybe someone looking good with good body and all that with fats, and the person will be created a very good space. So I'm paying money and this person is also paying money, so why won't we sit on the same place since we are also all paying same money? Why must he or she sits in a good place and I would just be managing some kind of place that I'm totally inconvenient with?
Because you're tiny. Let me tell you an experience I had to go and see maybe like the chairman of a board of one of these MDAs, and you know, I know the stress and everything about seeing all this. So I said, please sir, can you set it up, maybe your PA and everybody, so that when I come. He said, oh no problem, I'm just going to tell everybody that you're coming. As soon as you come over, just say to them, oh that princess is here, or just tell them you're here to see the chairman, and you know, they already know you're expected. So when I came over, and right from he's on the top floor of a building, and so from the ground floor said, do you have an appointment? And I said yes, and they looked at me really skeptically. Slim, tiny, you like this, you have an appointment? Okay, just fill the, you know, that kind of fill the book, you know. Okay, so I filled the book, and then, you know, got up to the floor that he is on. Hey! Oh, they came charging. They wouldn't even let me. They came charging and said, "Oh, you know, this is past the visiting hours. We don't have visitors any longer." Said, "I have an appointment." Like he wouldn't give appointments any longer. You know, this is. I said, "Okay, can you call maybe his PA?" I was like, "Call the PA for what? Haven't we explained all this to you?" So anyway, the PA came out and he had this blank expression on his face. It was like, you know, because from what he saw now, being me. So with this blank expression, I said, hello, I'm here to see the chairman and I have an appointment. Like, what's your name? You know, no interest, no, he wasn't like a chairman had asked him to. So what you know, I said, I'm Princess ATTAH. Oh, you know, like, you know, jittery. They now became jittery. They now brought me in and everything. So when I finished with him, I told him about my experience. And he said, oh, really? Because I told everybody that you were coming. Then he now took another look and said, I don't think you were what they were expecting was going to be here. So they were expecting, you know, padded, honorable. So when she comes in, they won't even, I say, are you here to see chairman, madam? I mean, so much of that. It's so unfair. People are just labeled based on their size. Did anybody create their size?
No.
Oh, come on.
Okay, I'm going to add a few things to that. I think when you talk about, I think it still brings us back to why some ladies do what they do these days, you know. Because the truth is, society or men just want to see a physical beauty of a woman, and then they turn around. It's as if they don't know what they want, because a man will want it's easy for a woman who is quite attractive to get attention than a woman who isn't, or a woman who is well covered up than a woman who is not so covered up. They get attention easily. But then when those men maybe sit around and maybe talk about getting married, they're looking for, okay, someone who is decent, But when it comes to maybe playing around, they want someone who is wild, someone who is not dressed, covered up and all that. So bringing me back to what you two narrated, yes, that is why you see certain places that when they make employment, they employ certain kind of ladies, especially if it has to do with marketing, because they want your look to sell first before your intellect. So yes, I think it's what the society has made it look. But in retrospect, I would say that I think at the end of the day, you should just be dressed the way you're comfortable with and the way you want to be addressed, because physical beauty fades. Is the internal one that is everlasting, and I think is actually the one that everybody should look forward to, because that's the best beauty anybody can have. It was quite hilarious what you narrated here. I totally understand that. That's how I do. And when you talk about
podcast based on size.
When you talk about
madam, is that one?
When you talk about size, I think you're not even being quite. I think you're not being quite explicit on that. When we talk about size, we're not just talking about just being big. I think we're talking about being big in certain areas. Not just being big. Okay, so that's really funny. All right, so it's been wonderful having this conversation. And if you ask me, I think another thing we should be looking at is the craze about body size. Yeah. I don't know if you've seen recently some conversation on Mercy Johnson. Have you seen a photo or video recently? You know, she came under fire based on her look. People are like, what's going on?
BBL every moment. You begin to wonder. Yes, you put yourself under all this pressure to pick up all this money. By the time you've packed millions together, your mind is not on land. You've got all these millions together. Your mind is not on an investment plan, a business plan. It's, oh, now I'm going to increase my, increase here, increase there, the back and the side. At this point, so every time you look, you're wondering, is that the same person? Because is this that Opelenga I saw yesterday? Is this a Lekpa Shande I saw the other time? What a transformation. You're ready to invest all that money just to look that way. For what? What is it about? So
it is about something, if you ask.
No,
maybe a devil's advocate.
Crazy.
It is about something. In fact, women actually spend lots of money on their body. But if you ask me, it's an investment for them, because that's basically what it is. A woman don't just go under the knife and get her body worked for herself alone. It's an investment. It's to attract the right kind of man that will eventually maybe, where she'll get back everything she spent. I mean, that's basically, whether you like it or not, that's what it is. So I think the definition
so you're saying if I have my millions now, come on, because like me, I don't have.
It's possible.
So by now,
if you go under the knife and go back to that office you went to, I'm sure because that's what it is. And if you notice, this beauty of a thing, I think it goes with time, because at some time, like some years ago, beauty was people who are very slim. Everybody was wanting to lose weight, look very slim. But these days, beauty is more like, okay, be voluptuous in certain parts of your body and all that. And if you look at it, sometimes it's as if we're also dangling between being voluptuous and still skinny. You understand? And so most times, how do you get this? Because as Africans, and the food we eat, the way our body is shaped, you possibly can get that shape. And so you see a lot of people spending millions going under the knife to get their desired body type. Some will say, I did it for my own, but I just want to look good for myself, feel good within. But in most cases, they just want to look attractive to certain men. And there are certain men that go for these people, the same people that throw money that we talked about earlier. And then they'll see those girls and they're willing to throw money. A lady was telling me how she was invited to some party and she got there. She apparently got there late, and then the person who invited her was like, why are you late? And she was like, oh, the taxi, I was coming, there was a bit of a hold up, and then did you know what the guy did? He ordered a car. He got a car the very minute.
Why don't I go to parties like this?
So in that case now, for such a lady, going back to what we discussed, how do you expect her to carry herself? Now this man is already buying you a brand new car without doing nothing. He just invited you because you're late. He decided to buy you a car. What more can he do?
All these useless parties.
Exactly.
That though,
Exactly.
so that you get
I am
much
annoyed
more.
about the parties I've been attending.
So the truth is, the society is really, I don't know, is like a tug of war, if you ask me. A lot of things are going, and some persons are some women will find themselves depressed because you see that, okay, due to my body type, I'm not attracting the right person, or I'm not even attracting nobody. And you see, so some persons find themselves depressed. What am I going to do? You know, so many things are happening. Like, really, we should really define what beauty really is.
And we should also start from the very basics of life, which is self-love.
Exactly.
How you are, you're lovely. How you are, first of all, these are things you can't even input. So you are created already.
That's true.
And exactly what you are is just what your mom and dad are. So Mr. X and Mr. Y will come together, and that's how you're going to come out. And you're lovely that way, first of all. So if there's not that self-love, okay, like you were saying, how are you going to continue? Are you going to live a very short life? Because if you're going to live a long life, maybe from this point to this point, everybody wants toothpick. That's the beauty. From this point to that point, everybody wants voluptuous. You now spend millions and add on, because know how you eat. If it's not your stature,
you wouldn't get
exactly.
it.
That's true.
Chris.
That's true.
People say to me, "Oh, I'm sure you go live in the gym." I don't step my feet in the gym. You understand? Ice cream, bring it. I eat everything, chocolate. You know this. So it's not about what you have to spend money if you want to poof up. So now you've poofed up and everything. Then puffy look goes out again.
And you're trying to exactly.
How long are you going to continue with that kind of lifestyle? When are you going to sit down?
And it's also
and love
risky to
yourself?
the health.
It
Like
is.
people
I know,
don't to think about, okay, how will it be further in life, like carrying
Really?
distance, because it's artificial, it's not natural. So like I feel it's very, very risky to the body, which people don't seem to think that, okay, this thing is harmful to my health and I shouldn't do it, but then just because of
the
one thing or
present,
the other I'm going to get, and the present, and how I'm going to attract whatever I want, I should just go for it, forgetting about the outcome later on. So I feel like people should think about their health also, think about their self, their life, how it's going to turn out later on, and keep all those things aside.
Right. Have you watched this program, Botched?
Yes,
You watched this program, Botched?
I'm a fan of Botched.
Oh, you need to watch Botched, because that has to do with what we're saying now. Oh, if you just watch Botched, you see people who, they're liposuction. They don't need one single fat on their tummy. Then when it's nice, it won't be nice for them. They will liposuction more and more and more, and then the thing will cave in. Then they now have to go to these surgeons. That's when the botched will come in. Some, this nose, oh, my nose. If the nose is not like pencil, it's not nose, pencil sharp. And then they now, in a bid for the doctor to satisfy them, you crack it. Then they now have to go for this botched, for them to, it's all about fixing all these horrible repairs. Maybe you just put on a tattoo. Oh, your friend has tattoo. Tattoo is raining, so let me put a tattoo. You put one, you put 21. By the time you know, you're now growing older and you're like, oh, this is terrible. What am I going to tell my children? You now want to start removing them. That's when you go to botch. Because removing a tattoo is horrible.
Yeah, it's very horrible.
It's
something that's through it.
No, you know what I'm saying? It's near impossible, but they try. So, I mean, botch should be an example. I mean, when you've done and overdone it, and by the time you come to the realization of yourself, probably people are speaking like, I don't want to know. You understand? All these things, like you said, there's still a future to go to, because like I'm saying, are you going to spend a short time on earth? As far as you're living long, what are you expecting further down the line? You know, so we have to really be futuristic in our thinking. It's not all about, oh, this is the trend. I must trend. You know, this is the thing. And social media is just like having such a grip now. Is it compulsory? Understand? Can't you, like me, everything I see, I click on and scroll past. These things are just put out sometimes for, like I said, for content creation. Some are put out, you know, just because some people are fake and they must, you know, impose their own fake lives on you. There's a lady I know. She has this beautiful house. I mean, her house is lovely from the road to, and she said every single blessed day. I'm not talking Monday, Friday, not talking weekdays, Saturdays, Sundays. If she's driving out or she's coming in or somebody else is coming out or going in, people are hanging by her gate taking photographs. They're leading by her garden, they're taking all these photographs. So when they post it, you think, oh, they live in this nice house. Hell no, they just saw the house. They were like, wow, this is lovely. Post, snap, post. Then you will now come to school and say, look at this lady. Before you know, you've almost committed suicide.
Some even go as far as borrowing cars, sitting in private jets, take photos and claim different things. And then you ask yourself, am I not working hard enough? What are these people doing?
Yeah, what else are doing? Exactly. Develop BP.
In fact, they go to the point of paying certain amount of money to borrow certain amount of money to spray and return it back.
Yeah.
Is that crazy?
Yeah.
Very crazy.
Is that crazy?
Somebody gave you a ride. You're all going together maybe for a wedding. All of you are going for this wedding. So probably the host chartered a jet. You now pretend it's your own jet.
Exactly.
Okay, how come the next day you couldn't, how come the next day you were not able to drop any of us? Please now, Amina, can you drop me in Lagos? I want to go next weekend. You did as if you were the owner. You're just given a ride for a particular occasion. Why must you be so? This is covetousness.
Seriously.
It's covetousness.
It is. And that is why we have to be very careful with what we see on social media. Not everything you see on social media is real.
Right.
And the earlier we get that, the better. A lot of people have find themselves in, they're depressed, even suicidal because of what you see on social media. You hear talks of my mate, my mate are doing this, my mate are doing that. Nobody is your mate
on social media.
You were born alone.
Who's your mate?
Alone. So you should not put so much pressure on yourself because of what you see on social media. And it goes back to self-love, like you mentioned. If you can't love yourself, don't expect someone else to love you. So you must love yourself for who you are, for whatever you represent, the way God created you. Love it. And we shouldn't see beauty. Beauty should go beyond the physical, because the physical withers. But what is within remains. Even if you're 100, that beauty remains. But the physical, so we should define beauty aside physical. Yes, it's good to look aesthetically nice. Yes, but that should not be. It shouldn't be the main focus at the end of it. It should be what can I offer? What is within me? You know, it should be that.
Yes.
Yeah, it should really be about that.
Okay. Well, another thing some of the people keep saying is how when there are spouses, every time a woman chips in anything little, you know, it will all be magnified everywhere. So they're now saying, oh, you mustn't collect money from a woman. You mustn't collect money from your wife. If your wife pays the school fees, oh, the whole town will know she paid the school fees this time. If she gives you any money, and on and on and on and on. But I am finding this to be a sign of an ungrateful man, because if you look well, nobody now, well, not nobody, but there are very few people that every single thing is coming from the man's side. And we're not hearing about it the way your people are saying. You know, they make it sound, women, if you collect the one thing, she's going to, you won't rest, or and all that kind of a thing, and all that kind of a thing. Whereas in the real sense of it, the women are really living up to the plate and not making all the noise. So I'm wondering, why are the men who are the blessed receiving end of women's benevolence not speaking up and saying, no, it's not so. There was a time it was like this with me, and if not for this, my wife. You understand? Why are they keeping quiet and allowing these ones to put out that kind of narrative? My fear is for the younger generation, because now the young guys are going to want to get married to ladies, but with, you know, wariness at the back of their minds. Oh God, you know, I mustn't fall back financially, because if not, if I take her one plate of food, I'm dead. You understand? And that kind of a thing. So how do we get men to, you know, or how do we stop that narrative so that the younger men won't feel that women are people that the day you stop doing anything, you've had it all. The day you touch mine, you're dead.
Yeah, I feel like in the real sense, like you said, men that are having their wife helping a lot at home and sharing almost 50-50 of the responsibilities. While she's doing this, she's paying for school fees, you are doing this, you are doing that. They are not helping matters to like say out the good things about women. It's always been like they are supporting those who are complaining that women are not doing well. If you just take a little out of what a woman have is a problem. Women keep shouting. And in the real sense, you come to understand that women are not really even complaining. There are a lot of homes that you come from. Even some of those people that are talking, if you check back to their family, the mother is doing a lot. I mean, sometimes the mother is even doing way much more than the father is doing. I don't know, sometimes it depends on what the mother and maybe it's more than what the father in, but she's doing way much more, and she's not even complaining. But people keep going out there and saying things that are not helpful at all. I feel like they are spoiling the younger generation, and they all need to stop. Those that are doing well need to speak up for like the women, and it shouldn't be that way. And even nowadays, even the men that wouldn't like to get married to women that complain a lot, they still wouldn't like to get married to a woman that is not working at all.
But everybody wants a liability.
He wants to get married to a woman that is working. So now tell me, why do you want to get married to a woman that is working? There is a reason, definitely. So it's just like we know, but we are putting it behind.
Yeah. And not speaking out about the good. It's so unfair. Yeah. Okay, well, we've totally run out of time there. So at least we've agreed on so much today. And that's like Princess said, we learn to unlearn to learn again. So that's the size of the package on Engendered today. So let me take the bye-bye starting this way around.
Okay, I'm not going to say a lot. I just feel that, yes, as we grow, that there are certain things we must unlearn, and certain things we should relearn and learn as well. That way, because things are not the way they used to be years ago.
Right.
Things are evolving. So in moving forward, learn to evolve with it and make sure that you go about it in a way that it makes you a better person and a society. I am Princess. Good evening. Thank you so much for watching.
All right. For me, I'm going to say that we should try as much as possible to like compromise and love ourselves. Make sure that whatever we're going to do, we shouldn't cheat on ourselves and also cheat on others. We should do what we feel like we are okay with, and we are not going to disturb other people too. We are okay with it, and other people are also okay with it. So that's what I can say. I'm AMINA ADAMU from Engendered program.
Great. And for me, I would just say it's all about self-love. Love yourself, and then love your neighbor as yourself. Treat the next person the way you would want to be treated. It's not about he's a man, she's a woman, she's a girl, he's a boy. How would you want to be treated in that situation? I'm MIKKY. ATTAH. Thank you for staying with us on Engendered today on Kaftan Television. Till we come your way again with another edition. Stay blessed.